Started aeration. It is September the 17th at 12:21. This is how I have my jury-rigged aeration system. So I don't know how this is. That didn't work. And here we go. Aeration has gone. I've got the problem fixed. So essentially, what I had to do was fix that wheel and that wheel, and take those off the hydraulics because you can see they're loose. So right now I'm just towing along the aerator here. I'm going down, I don't know, you can see anywhere from 2 inches to 4 inches. And that seems to be good enough for what I needed to do. As you can see, the ground is being aggravated a little bit, and it's doing more than enough work here in order to aerate. So I'm going to hopefully get this done today. And then when I mow tomorrow, mow fairways, I'll be good to go. But this is an integral process here. Every hole must be done, and we're in the process of doing it right now. As you can see, and let it dry out a little bit for tomorrow when I mow fairways, and we should be on the roll. But we're getting into my least favorite part of the year right now, which is aeration season. I don't like it. It's right in the middle of my golf season. You're coaching, and it takes a heck of a lot of work. But, of course, it's better for it here. It makes me a good time manager. So, we're going to stick to what we're doing right now. Gain a little speed here. As you can see, my normal tractor is still not with me. I'm still using my smaller tractor. It's doing a good enough job here to where we're getting good pulling power out of this 24 horse and our diesel. So here we go. Start to long hours, working late into the night and early in the morning. All right, we've got most of the aeration done on the fairways. I just have a few more left to do this morning. So I am going to mow these greens quick. And as you can see, daylight is just approaching. I'm going to mow the greens, rake the traps, and then we're going to get out and aerate the fairways. As you can see, they are done. I need to make sure I mow these here while it is still wet. Otherwise, I'm going to have an issue with my reels on my fairway mower bunching up, essentially, because this is definitely going to cause an issue with my reels on my mower. So we got to see what we can do about this while it's still dewy out. And here we go. We have got the biggest mess of any fairway I've ever seen. This is an issue, guys. I made the mistake of running irrigation last year after pulling fours. This needed to be dry, so I'm going to have to backlap this mower on the bottom. Backlap this mower and re-mow this tomorrow afternoon when it is dry. These little chunks of dirt essentially dry out. It's almost unplayable. Amazing. Yes, the aeration fairways needed to be done, sure, but not to that extent. So I'm not too happy about the results right now. It's just embarrassing. They play better, they play better. So I continue to mow. I'm just going to get all the dirt and the mud just coming off the tires. This is crazy. So what I need to do is to continue to mow the fairways that need it, and I need to still do number 9 and number 1. Aerate those, and then of course, for beautiful fairways that turn to mud. And then tomorrow afternoon, right in about mow these fairways again, and hopefully be able to break up that dirt a little bit more. By next week, they'll be totally fine. I have no doubt about that. But right now, I'm a little stressed out because these fairways look just so bad right now. This is awful. Just awful. Lesson learned. Do this when it's dry. And like I said, we're just aerating more of these 2 fairways. one that we have to do, and then I'll go over and mow those. And then I'll have to clean my fairway mower back up. These are looking a little bit better with the aerification that it's dried up a little bit. And now to fix the issue of these fairways being just awful, I am dragging them, and hopefully that is going to help everything kind of settle down a little bit to where my reels on my big mower, on my fairway mower, aren't going to essentially get clogged up. But this is the worst I've ever had my fairways before. This is embarrassing how bad they are. So we're going to try to get the problem fixed ASAP here and see how dragging these fairways does. Especially on some of the wetter ones, like right there. It's not great, let's just put it that way. To close out this golf course update, all mowing of the fairways went extremely well yesterday. What I had to do was drag the fairways with my basically aerification dragger, what I drag sand in with, and it really worked well. So that allowed everything to dry up. So what I was basically doing was mowing over sand instead of mud. So the fairways mowed like they normally did. I had no issues with clumping in the reels. I had no issues with anything bogging down, and everything really turned out well. I was really impressed. So as the day warms up and gets a little brighter, I'll show you what I did and how the fairways turned out. But by this time next week, after another 2 mowing sessions, these fairways will be back to normal, and you won't even notice that I did anything. But one thing to note here, it's been dry. It's been very dry, the last week or two. So these fairways were extremely wet a couple days ago. With aerifying them, they are bone dry. It's amazing how fast they dried out, especially that first 3 to 4 to 5 inches, depending how deep the aerifiers went, the tines went. So these fairways dried up completely, which is what they needed. And to be honest with you, this is the first time that I've actually used tine aerification, like or core aerification to aerify my fairways, because my machine had been broke basically since the time I bought the golf course. So it's exciting. It's exciting to now know I can use that to aerify my fairways and get a really, really, really good result out of them. Now, if I had the money, of course, I would throw down some top dressing sand and fill in those holes, but I don't have that kind of money. That would cost thousands upon thousands of dollars, and I just don't have that. But anyway, this will help them breathe, reduce disease stress a little bit, break up some of those muddy parts of the fairways, and hopefully fill in with just normal Kentucky bluegrass, and we should be good. So I'm impressed with the results I got here, and we just have a nice day of mowing, and that's it. Hopefully nothing goes wrong today. I've had the last 2 days, something has gone wrong. So today, nothing should go wrong. To wrap up the aerification of fairways video, you can see we're working on some beautiful flowers right there. This is one of the worst fairways I have, and as you can see, really it's turned out quite nice. So all that's really left is just the tainted grass color due to some of the dirt and whatnot. But you know, to keep this drying out, I'm not going to aerate tonight. And I know it is getting dry out here, but there's a 42% chance of rain tomorrow. So I'm not going to aerificate, or I'm not going to irrigate tonight. And I'm just going to let nature take its course here. But you can still see I've got some larger chunks here, which is just amazing. Now they're going to be dry enough to where they break up, and you can see just how large some of those chunks were. I mean, that's my foot there, and you know, it's pretty large when you're moving, and that aerifier doesn't have the sharp cores, tines that it needs to, you know, pull everything out. So as you can see, there's just some larger chunks there. But overall, aerifying, lesson learned, I need to drag the fairways, and then I can go through and mow them, because mowing them when it's really wet, and also I don't need to water the night before. I need to just let it dry out and run its course, let nature do its thing. And then I should be golden. So really, this is the first time I've done core aerification on my fairways here, and I figured it has gone pretty dang well, considering, or it was much needed. I would say it was a disaster in how it went, but it was pretty dang nice to actually get this done, because that's what these fairways really needed, was to open them up, go down, you know, a good 2 to 5 inches, depending on, you know, the wetness of the soil. Where it was really wet, the machine really struggled, but that was okay. It needed to go down that deep just to, you know, increase root growth, is what you really want here, and dry it out a little bit here before fall, because we are supposed to get quite a bit of rain in the fall time this year with the La Nina. So with that being said, guys, like and subscribe, and we will see ya in the next one.